In a world that never stops throwing punches, most men crumble under pressure. They break when criticized, they fold when challenged, they surrender when life gets hard. But there exists a different breed of men, men who stand unmoved in the storm, men who transform chaos into clarity, men who are mentally unbreakable. This isn't about being born tough. It's about building an unshakable mind through timeless Stoic habits. Today, we're diving deep into 10 powerful practices that the ancient Stoics used to forge mental invincibility. These aren't just philosophical concepts. They're battle-tested tools that will transform you into someone who cannot be defeated by external circumstances. By the end of this video, you'll have a blueprint for building a mind so strong that nothing and no one can shake you. If you're ready to become mentally unbreakable, stay with me until the end. And if you appreciate what we're doing here at Iron Stoic Code, hit that subscribe button. Let's begin this transformation. Habit 1. Practice negative visualization daily. Imagine losing everything you have right now. Your job, your health, your loved ones, your freedom. Sounds dark, doesn't it? But here's what the Stoics understood that most people miss. When you regularly visualize worst-case scenarios, you strip them of their power over you. This practice is called premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. Marcus Aurelius practiced this every single morning. He would sit quietly and contemplate everything that could go wrong in his day, not to become paranoid, but to become prepared. When you mentally rehearse loss and hardship, two powerful things happen. First, you develop genuine gratitude for what you have right now. What job you complain about, imagine not having it. What difficult phase in your relationship. Picture life without that person. Suddenly, your problems shrink and your appreciation grows. Second, when actual hardship strikes, you're not caught off guard. You've already been there mentally. You've already survived it in your mind. The shock is gone. The panic is gone. What remains is calm, calculated action. Think of a warrior who trains for battle every single day. When the real fight comes, his body knows what to do. His mind stays clear. He doesn't freeze. He acts. This is what negative visualization does for your mental strength. Start small. Spend 5 minutes each morning considering what could go wrong today. Don't dwell in fear. Simply acknowledge the possibilities, then go about your day with the quiet confidence of someone who is prepared for anything. When most men are blindsided by setbacks, you'll stand firm because you've already faced them in your mind. Habit 2. Control your attention like your life depends on it. Your attention is under constant assault. Social media notifications, news headlines, other people's opinions, endless entertainment. Every distraction is a thief stealing your mental strength. Epictetus said that we cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose where we direct our attentions. This choice is your greatest power. Most men give their attention away freely. They scroll mindlessly. They consume whatever content the algorithm feeds them. They worry about things completely outside their control. And then they wonder why they feel weak, anxious, and overwhelmed. Mental strength begins with attention control. You must become ruthless about what enters your mind. Ask yourself constantly, is this worthy of my attention? Does this make me stronger or weaker? Am I feeding my mind poison or nourishment? Here's a practical approach. Every morning, before you check your phone, spend 30 minutes on yourself. Read something that expands your mind. Write in a journal. Exercise. Meditate. Do something that strengthens you. Guard the first hour of your day like a fortress. Throughout the day, practice the attention reset. Every time you catch yourself spiraling into worry, gossip, or mindless consumption, pause. Take 3 deep breaths. Redirect your attention to what you can control right now. This single habit will transform your mental state more than almost anything else. Remember, your mind is a garden. Whatever you plant grows. Whatever you water flourishes. If you feed your mind with negativity, drama, and distraction, you'll grow a weak mind. If you deliberately cultivate focus, wisdom, and purpose, you'll grow an unbreakable mind. The choice is your every single moment. Habit 3. Embrace voluntary discomfort. Comfort is the silent killer of mental strength. Every time you choose the easy path, the soft option, the comfortable choice, you're weakening yourself. The Stoics knew this. They deliberately practiced discomfort to build resilience. Seneca would sleep on hard floors. Marcus Aurelius would fast regularly. They understood that the man who cannot tolerate discomfort cannot tolerate life, because life is uncomfortable. It's filled with pain, hardship, and challenges you didn't choose. If you've trained yourself to always seek comfort, you'll crumble when discomfort is forced upon you. Start practicing voluntary discomfort today. Take cold showers. The shock to your system teaches your nervous system that you can handle stress. More importantly, it teaches your mind that you can control your reactions fast occasionally. Skip a meal or two. Feel the hunger. Sit with it. Realize that you're not going to die. You're stronger than your cravings. Do the hard workout. Push beyond what's comfortable. When your body screams to stop, and you continue anyway, you're building mental toughness that carries into every area of life. Say no to easy entertainment. Instead of scrolling or watching TV, read a challenging book. Have a difficult conversation. Do the work you've been avoiding. Every time you choose the harder path, you're making a deposit in your mental strength account. Here's the truth most men don't want to hear. Comfort makes you soft. Discomfort makes you strong. The mentally unbreakable man is the one who has trained himself to be comfortable being uncomfortable. He doesn't fear hardship because he's been voluntarily walking into it his whole life. Habit 4. Journal your thoughts without filter. Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man in the Roman Empire, kept a journal. Not to publish, not to impress anyone, but to understand himself and strengthen his mind. His meditations are simply his private journal entries, and they've survived 2,000 years because they're filled with raw, honest truth. Journaling is not a soft practice. It's a warrior's tool for self-mastery. When you write your thoughts down, you take them out of the swirling chaos of your mind and put them into clear view. You can examine them, challenge them, reshape them. Most men never do this. Their minds are filled with unexamined thoughts, fears, and beliefs that control them unconsciously. They're prisoners of their own thinking, and they don't even realize it. Start journaling daily. Not fancy prose, not perfect sentences, just raw, honest examination of your thoughts and experiences. Write about what's bothering you. What are you afraid of? Why? Is this fear rational? Write about your reactions. When you got angry today, what triggered it? What belief about yourself or the world caused that anger? Write about your goals and values. Are your daily actions aligned with what you say matters? Where are you lying to yourself? This practice does something powerful. It creates distance between you and your thoughts. You begin to see that you are not your thoughts. You are the observer of your thoughts, and if you can observe them, you can change them. The unbreakable mind is the examined mind. When you know yourself deeply, when you understand your triggers, patterns, and weaknesses, you become incredibly difficult to manipulate or destabilize. Spend 10 minutes each day in honest self-examination through journaling. This habit alone will give you more self-knowledge than most men gain in a lifetime. Habit 5. Practice memento mori. Remember, you will die. Death is coming for you, not someday far away, someday soon. Maybe today, maybe in 50 years, but it's coming. Most men live as if they're immortal. They waste time. They postpone important things. They tolerate situations that slowly kill their spirit. They tell themselves they'll make changes later. The Stoics had a different approach. Memento mori, remember that you will die. This wasn't morbid pessimism. It was the ultimate clarity tool. When you truly internalize your mortality, trivial things lose their power over you. What insult someone threw at you? Meaningless. You'll be dead soon. So will they. What embarrassment are you worried about? Irrelevant. In 100 years, no one will remember. What fear holding you back? Foolish. You're wasting your limited time on earth. Memento mori gives you permission to live fully, to take risks, to speak your truth, to pursue what matters, because there is no time to waste on what doesn't. Here's a practice. Each morning, remind yourself that this could be your last day. How would you spend it? Who would you talk to? What would you say? What would you do? Now go do those things. Stop postponing the life you want to live. Also, when you're stressed about something small, ask yourself, will this matter when I'm on my deathbed? Will I wish I'd spent more energy worrying about this? Or will I wish I'd spent that energy on something meaningful? This perspective is liberating. When you remember you're going to die, you become unbreakable because you realize most of what people worry about simply doesn't matter. You focus on what does. And that focus gives you incredible strength and clarity. Habit 6. Define your core values and live by them religiously. A man without values is a leaf in the wind, blown by every opinion, every trend, every pressure. He has no center, no foundation. He's easily manipulated and constantly confused. The mentally unbreakable man knows exactly what he stands for. He's defined his core values clearly, and he lives by them regardless of circumstances. This is non-negotiable. Epictetus taught that we must each determine our ruling principles and then guard them fiercely. What matters most to you? Truth? Courage? Loyalty? Growth? Discipline? Freedom? You need to know, and not just intellectually. You need to write them down, examine them, refine them, make them crystal clear. Because here's what happens when your values are clear. Every decision becomes easier. When faced with a choice, you simply ask, does this align with my values? If yes, you do it. If not, you don't. No confusion. No internal conflict. Most men struggle with decisions because they don't know what they stand for. They're trying to please everyone. They're swayed by what's popular or profitable or easy. They have no compass. Your values are your compass. They keep you oriented when the world tries to spin you around. But knowing your values isn't enough. You must live with them, especially when it's difficult, especially when it costs you something. A value that you abandon when tested isn't really a value. It's just a nice idea. The mentally unbreakable man is unbreakable precisely because his values are unshakable. He will lose relationships, opportunities, and comfort before he compromises what he believes in. This integrity creates an inner fortress that nothing can penetrate. Start that today. Write down your 5 core values. Then ask yourself honestly, do my daily actions reflect these values? Where am I compromising? What needs to change? Then make those changes. Build your life on your values, not on other people's expectation. Habit 7. Train your body like a warrior. Your mind and body are not separate. They are one unified system. When your body is weak, your mind is weak. When your body is strong, disciplined, and capable, your mind follows. The Stoics understood this deeply. Marcus Aurelius wrestled. Seneca practiced rigorous physical training. They knew that mental toughness is built through physical challenge. If you want to be mentally unbreakable, you must train your body with intensity and discipline, not for vanity, not to impress others, but to forge an unbreakable spirit. When you're doing your last habit and everything in you, you want to quit, but you push through anyway. You're not just building muscle, you're building willpower. When you wake up early to train even though you're tired, you're teaching yourself that feelings don't control you. When you maintain discipline in your nutrition, resisting every temptation and easy choice, you're developing self-mastery that extends to every area of your life. Physical training is a laboratory for mental strength. It's where you discover what you're made of. It's where you prove to yourself that you can do hard things. Here's your mandate. Train intensely at least 4 days a week. Push yourself beyond comfort every single session. Make it non-negotiable. Miss a meeting before you miss a workout. Wake up earlier if you have to. Your physical discipline is the foundation of your mental discipline. Also, learn a martial art or combat sport. Nothing builds mental toughness like controlled combat. When you're getting punched in the face or choked out, and you stay calm and technical, you're developing a level of mental control that translates to every stressful situation in life. The warrior's body houses and the warrior's mind. Build both. Habit 8. Practice radical honesty with yourself. Most men live in comfortable delusions. They lie to themselves about who they are, what they're capable of, and why they're not where they want to be. They blame circumstances. They make excuses. They create elaborate stories to protect their ego. This is weakness disguised as self-protection. The mentally unbreakable man practices radical honesty with himself. He looks at his life with clear eyes. No sugarcoating, no excuses, no victim stories, just the truth. Where are you lying to yourself right now? What about your effort level, your commitment, your discipline? What about why your relationships aren't working? What about why you're not achieving your goals? The lies we tell ourselves are chains that bind us. Every rationalization is a brick in the prison we're building. You cannot change what you refuse to acknowledge. Radical honesty means taking full responsibility for your life, not blaming your parents, your circumstances, your luck, or other people. Those factors may have influenced you, but they don't control you now. You do. When something goes wrong, ask yourself, what was my contribution to this? What could I have done differently? What can I learn? This isn't about self-blame. It's about self-empowerment. When you take your responsibility, you take back your power. Also, be honest about your strengths and weaknesses. False modesty is just another form of dishonesty. Know what you're good at. Own it. Use it. And know what you're weak at. Admit it. Work on it, or work around it. The unbreakable mind is built on a foundation of truth. When you know yourself truly, when you're honest about your reality, you become incredibly powerful. Because you're dealing with facts, not fantasies. And facts give you leverage to change. Start that today. Write down 3 areas where you've been lying to yourself. Face the truth. Then decide what you're going to do about it. Habit 9. Master the pause between stimulus and response. Between every event and your reaction to it, there's a gap, a space, a moment where you have a choice. Most men never discover this space. When someone insults them, they react instantly with anger. Something goes wrong, they immediately panic or complain. They're controlled by their circumstances. They're reactive. The mentally unbreakable man has discovered the pause. He's trained himself to create space between what happens and how he responds. This is the ultimate freedom. Viktor Frankl, who survived the concentration camps, said that between stimulus and response there is a space, and in that space is our power to choose our response. And in our response lies our growth and our freedom. This is pure Stoicism. Here's how you develop this habit. When something triggers you, immediately pause. Don't speak, don't act, just breathe. Take 3 slow, deep breaths. In this pause, ask yourself, what's the wise response here? What would my best self do? How do I want to handle this? This pause breaks the automatic reaction pattern. It gives your rational mind time to engage before your emotional mind takes over. Practice this everywhere. When someone cuts you off in traffic, pause before reacting. When you receive criticism, pause before responding. When you feel the urge to check your phone, pause and choose consciously. The more you practice the pause, the more control you have over your life. You stop being a victim of your impulses and circumstances. You become the conscious creator of your responses. And this is where true mental strength lives, not in a never feeling emotions, but in choosing how to respond to them. Start small. Pick one trigger that usually causes you to react impulsively. Commit to pausing before responding for 1 week. Master this one trigger, then expand to others. Over time, this habit will transform you into someone who is unshakable, because you're no longer controlled by external events. You're controlled by your conscious choices. Habit 10. Build an evening review practice. The unexamined day is a wasted day. Seneca practiced a nightly review where he would examine his actions, thoughts, and choices from the day. He would ask himself tough questions. Where did I fall short today? Where did I act against my values? What could I have done better? This wasn't self-flagellation. It was self-improvement. Every evening before sleep, spend 10 minutes reviewing your day. Go through it chronologically. Where were you strong? Acknowledge it. I appreciate it. Let it reinforce your positive behaviors. Where did you weak? Where did you compromise your values? Where did you react poorly? Examine it honestly. What triggered you? What pattern are you seeing? What will you do differently tomorrow? This practice creates a powerful feedback loop. Most men repeat the same mistakes endlessly because they never stop to examine them. They just move from day to day unconsciously. The evening review makes you conscious. It turns every day into a learning experience. You're constantly refining your character, strengthening your weaknesses, reinforcing your strengths. Also, during your evening review, practice gratitude. What went well today? What are you grateful for? This prevents the review from becoming purely critical. It keeps your mind balanced and appreciative. Here's a simple framework. What am I proud of from today? Where did I fall short? What's one specific thing? I'll do better tomorrow. What am I grateful for? Write these down in your journal. Track your progress over weeks and months. You'll be amazed at how much you grow when you commit to this daily examination. The mentally unbreakable man is the man who is constantly building himself. And this building happens one day, one decision, one review at a time. These 10 Stoic habits are not just practices. They're a complete transformation of how you engage with life. They turn you from someone who is tossed around by circumstances into someone who stands firm no matter what comes. Start with one habit, master it. Then add another. Within months, you'll notice something powerful. External events that used to shake you no longer have that power. Criticism that used to hurt now rolls off you. Challenges that used to overwhelm you now invigorate you. You're becoming mentally unbreakable. Not because life got easier, but because you got stronger. Remember, strength is not given. It's built one choice at a time, one habit at a time, one day at a time. The ancient Stoics knew this. And now you do too. Go build your unbreakable mind. Thank you for being part of Iron Stoic Code. If this video added value to your life, make sure to subscribe and check out the next video on your screen. Stay disciplined, stay focused, and remember, you have everything you need to become unbreakable. It starts right now.